Hello, I'm Father Glen Lowe. I'm a Salesian of Don Bosco for the last 33 years, a priest for 23 years, and I worked in the missions of Africa for 20 long years. Today I'm here to talk to you about something that I've done in my life, something that has been a difficult choice, but I had to do it. A couple of years ago, I was thrown this question at a monthly recollection. And the question was this: at the end of our lives, we will not be judged on how right we were, we will be judged on how loving we were. And so at the end of our lives, the important question is not whether I have done the right thing, but whether I have done the loving thing. And so 3 years ago, when I came to know that Father Lloyd Rodericks needed a kidney, realizing that he had to undergo dialysis thrice a week, I came forward to donate my kidney. It's been a long journey. People have asked me this same question, whether I was doing the right thing. I had changed my perspective of looking at life differently, and so I no longer needed to answer that question whether I was doing the right thing. I was answering the question, what was the loving thing to do? And because of that, I came forward. I came forward to donate my kidney. My family at first found it a little difficult. I was brave and courageous and adventurous, coming from Africa where I had seen a lot of pain and misery and death. Saving lives was close to my heart. And so offering my kidney was, I think, the least and the smallest thing that I could have done in this journey of living my priesthood in a more radical way. Jesus himself would say at Mass, "This is my body broken for you." And when I was doing my theology in Bangalore, I remember reading a book by the famous theologian from Sri Lanka, where he says a priest has to say those words with conviction, "This is my body broken for you." And ever since what happened 3 weeks ago in giving my kidney to Father Lloyd, I think the Eucharist has become a lot more meaningful to me. This is my body broken for you. For me, it was much more than just a physical experience. This whole journey for the from January onwards, has been actually a spiritual journey for me. A spiritual journey where I have felt the power of prayer, where I have felt the support of so many Salesians, my own relatives and friends right across the globe, supporting me with prayer. And I think I would basically call this whole experience a spiritual experience. Looking at Don Bosco's relic here, my mind goes back to 1846, when Don Bosco is just a 5-year-old priest, young, dynamic, but he is dying because he is exhausted, he is sick. And his young boys are able to spend an entire night in prayer, and they have only one prayer: "Lord, take our life, but spare the life of Don Bosco." And God hears the prayers of his young children, and Don Bosco gains his health back again. And Don Bosco makes a firm commitment where he says, "My dear youngsters, from today onwards, I owe my life entirely to you." And so today, as we have the presence of Don Bosco in our lives, I'd like to challenge you, my dear young people, as you listen to this, the same question that was thrown to me. At the end of our lives, we will not be judged on how right we were, we will be judged on how loving we were. And so we will be judged on doing the loving thing. And that's a great perspective change that I have experienced in my life. I see life a lot more differently. I see pain and struggle a lot more differently. At hospital, I saw the suffering of a lot of people. I came there by choice, not because I was sick, but I wanted to be part of someone else's medication. And in being a part of this choice, being part of someone else's medication, I realized that each one of us in our own way, however small, can be a lot more loving. In the hospital in Hindujas, everybody from the sweeper to the greatest surgeon there was so loving to me, so kind, and they would even come and touch my feet and say, "Mahatma." That was very humiliating to me. But what I've done is a very small, insignificant act, but I'm sure each one of us in our own way may not be called to give our kidneys to someone else, but at least spare our time, spare our joy, share a smile, and in that way bring a lot more of healing to our broken world. May Don Bosco inspire you, and a call to all young people. People have been using me as an example for the best way of living is giving. I'd like to change it. The best way of living is loving, because we can often give without loving, but we cannot love without giving. May God bless you, and all the best. Thank you very much.